Hi, I'm Michael Gould. Welcome to the Groove Course, lesson number 1. Everybody Needs Somebody, made famous by the Blues Brothers. Let's break this down. I'm going to play it first and then I'll explain it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing we have to figure out is what's the time signature, and the time signature is 4/4. You have 4 beats per measure and the quarter note gets the beat. So we count this 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the quarter note pulse. We put the quarter note pulse on the hi-hat, which is on the right side. This is the hi-hat. In order to play the hi-hat, we want to cross our right arm over our left, like so. So when we grab our sticks, we move our right hand over and play on the hi-hat. One of the things that you could do in order to get a great sound is, instead of playing directly on the beat of the stick, is try to move the stick down so that you're hitting on what we call the shank of the stick on the hi-hat cymbals. So let's try playing 4 quarter notes in 4/4 time. Everybody Needs Somebody to Love. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the basic groove behind the beat. It's just delineating the quarter note pulse. So once we have our right hand together, we can start putting in the bass drum. The bass drum comes on beats 1 and 3. So let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now we're going to put the bass drum and the hi-hat together. So remember, the hi-hat's on all 4 quarter notes and the bass drum's on beats 1 and 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now what we could try, if you're having problems with that, think about the bass drum is together with your hands, and then you play one on the hi-hat without it. So it's together, hi-hat, together, hi-hat, together, hi-hat, together, hi-hat. And the bass drum's on 1 and 3. Now we can put in the snare drum on 2 and 4. So let's play the bass drum and the snare drum. Beats 1 and 3 on the bass drum, beats 2 and 4 on the snare drum. Let's give it a whirl. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass drum, snare drum, bass drum, snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now we have hi-hat together, hi-hat together. 1, 2, 3, 1. So the hi-hat comes on beat 1 and 3, and the snare drum and the hi-hat come on beat 2 and 4. 1 together, 3 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's try the whole groove together. We'll just play 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's try to play this a little bit faster. 4 measures of time, same thing, a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good job, have fun. Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. this groove is basically the same as Everybody Needs Somebody, except instead of playing quarter notes on the hi-hat, we're going to play eighth notes. So let's just count the basic groove first, which is the bass drum and the snare drum. It's quarter notes, and they sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass drum, snare drum, bass drum, snare drum, bass drum, snare drum, bass drum, snare drum. And if we play it a little slower, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass drum, snare drum, bass drum, snare drum. 3, 4. So if we add in the hi-hat is playing eighth notes. We count eighth notes in a measure of 4/4, like so. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's a measure of eighth notes in 4/4. We play it on the hi-hat like this. 1, 2, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If we add the bass drum with the hi-hat, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the bass drum's coming on beats 1 and 3. You'll notice that I'm playing the hi-hat 4 times for every bass drum hit. And we count it in eighth notes. 1 and 2 and bass drum, bass drum, bass drum. So now if we put the snare drum in, the snare drum comes in on 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we can count it like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and snare, 3 and snare drum, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we put both the bass drum and the snare drum together, you'll notice that you play the hi-hat 2 times for each bass drum or snare drum, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now let's try to play this groove together. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good job. Let's try to play this a little bit faster. We'll play 4 measures of time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good. Remember, you can always go and play along with the play-along track, or you can play with a metronome or your favorite tune. One thing that you can practice is just subdividing eighth notes on the hi-hat. So take any tune you like and just play eighth notes. So if the tune is this tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we just subdivide eighth notes. So I divide each quarter note in half. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now I can just play with that tune. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And if you like, you could put the bass drum on 1 and 3 and the snare drum on 2 and 4, and there you go. You have Billie Jean. So we could try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If the tune is faster, play the same thing but a little bit faster. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. How about a little faster? 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Let's play 4 measures. 4, 2, here we go. All right, have fun. Show Me How to Live by Audioslave.